What is going on, y'all? Welcome into Cyclone Kingdom. I'm a diehard Chiefs and Cyclones fan and a follower of Jesus Christ. My name is AJ Caldwell. Let me just link this live stream to our X account. And we will be ready to rock and roll. Appreciate you guys joining on tonight. As you come on in, make sure you leave a like and a follow. Head over to our TikTok channel and our X channel and follow over there. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys joining on. Leave some comments and questions. We're talking all things Chiefs, Cyclones, all things sports. You guys want to talk about it? And we are rolling out some fun stuff. I tell you what, it has been an absolute blessing and privilege to do this with you guys. Let me actually share this instead of sharing the... There we go. Video link. Let's try this one more time. There it is. What are my thoughts on Texas Tech? First comment here live on TikTok. We're live on TikTok and YouTube every Thursday night. I'm just finishing this up. I see your question. I'm going to get to it in just a second. Just give me 1 second here. Post that. There we go. All right. What are my thoughts on Texas Tech? Great question. So Texas Tech, it's very interesting, man. I'm in a rough spot with Texas Tech because they literally went from being one of my favorite Big 12 programs. Now, favorite is kind of subjective because it all depends on who your rivals are and who your rivals aren't. But I love Texas Tech. You see, I'm a Chiefs fan. Like I love Patrick Mahomes, and I admire Texas Tech. Well, now the way they've handled the whole Brennan Sorsby situation was mind-numbing. Like, it went from me respecting them, like caring for the player and caring for like his humanness and his soul almost. Like, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. So as a Christian, it's awesome to see people care for individuals that are struggling like that. But then I thought about the legal standpoint of it. And like everyone, all these Texas Tech fans defending the university and saying, oh, well, we didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, you did. You housed a liar and a gambler, and for all accounts and bases, basically knew about it. Knew all about it the whole time. And even if you didn't, when it came out that he was addicted to gambling and was struggling and had to check himself into rehab, you're telling me you're just going to go on as if everything's normal? Like, it wasn't cool at all, the way they handled it. So whatever comes their way negatively, I think, man, I just think it's valid. It's warranted, because the whole PR thing of let's sit down and do a turntable discussion with no questions asked and no Q&A, and we're just going to go around. It was just awkward. It was awkward. They never once said, hey, he's not going to play. They never once said, hey, he is going to play. But they never came out and were like, he's done. He's done. And that for me was like, I still believe Brendan Sorsby and his attorneys made the decision, hey, this isn't going to work out. You need to get out of there. I truly believe that. I believe Brendan Sorsby was the one who ultimately made that decision. I don't think it was Texas Tech. So yeah, I am not a huge fan of Texas Tech right now. I think that they got a lot of stuff coming down the pike in terms of sanctions that might not happen this year, but it's going to happen at some point soon. They're not in a good spot. They're not in a good spot. And I think a lot of people's opinions of them from a Big 12 standpoint have changed, including my own. So, yeah, I mean, Iowa sub guy on TikTok commenting, very pathetic on their part at all levels from Coach AD. Totally agree. Totally agree. I went from respecting Joey McGuire and how he handled it and saying, hey, he's not going to play right away, to being like, dude, like, why did you even have him a part of your football program? Because now if stuff comes out that you knew about and didn't do anything, Now you're under it. Now you got to deal with whatever consequences come, and that's your own fault. So their reputation's completely been damaged because of it, and yeah, it's sickening. So, let's see. How much money did Milan get from Kentucky? $6.5 million. $6.5 million, and unfortunately, it's not going to change anything about Kentucky. So, we've covered that enough. We're an Iowa State and Chiefs account. So, Dree, what division rival do I hate the most? The Raiders? No, I hate the Broncos the most. You kidding me? Broncos fans thinking they won the Super Bowl when they didn't even get to the Super Bowl last year and acting like they're the best NFL team, the new dynasty, this, that, or the other. Regression is coming. Reckoning is coming. So, but I appreciate you guys hanging out. We will hang out for the next 30 to 45 minutes. If there's a lot of people in here, then we'll keep hanging out. We got 11 people in here on TikTok. Leave a like and follow. I appreciate you guys. As things get kind of slower during this off season, we've kind of, experimented with some different things, doing some Cyclone lineup builders, doing some other things of backyard baseball and stuff like that. We're going to now turn this kind of into a podcast. So if there's not a lot of questions, not a lot of comments, then I will kind of give my take on certain things that I have written down or certain things I have in my head that I want to get off my chest more. And then you guys can kind of react to those things as we're learning the YouTube algorithm more and learning YouTube live stream and all different stuff. We'll kind of do that as we get into it. So what's up, Janae? Hello, Chiefs Kingdom. What up, Janae? Do I think Patrick Mahomes had any hand on this Sorsby situation? Iowa sub guy. I do not. Needless to say, I do not think Patrick Mahomes had any say in those things. So, he has many other things to worry about, namely his wide receiver one just being released from prison, which we'll give our take on if people got a lot of different questions. So, yeah, Mahomes has got a lot of cash. Iowa sub guy says, really, he's got lots of cash. He didn't play any role in this, man. If he did, I would lose all respect for Mahomes. He's carried himself phenomenally. I highly, highly doubt he had any role to play in it. So, highly doubt. TJ, my take on Iowa State football. Keep in mind, we will give our full season preview, full position preview coming up after the 4th of July. So, looking forward to that, to digging in deep to the first year of the Jimmy Rogers era. And yeah, right now, before I get the preview magazine, shout out my guy Phil Steele, before I get all that going, I believe that the Iowa State Cyclones will go 5-7 or 6-6. I think that's a good year one and a good kind of baseline for where they're at. On 3, Brett McMurphy just released their head coaching rankings to the Big 12. Jimmy Rogers 14th out of 16th. That's to be expected. So I think that Iowa State football is in a very good spot for year one. And then come year 2 and year 3, in a Big 12, it's wide open, keep in mind. I'm not saying that Iowa State's going to become this powerhouse, but I'm saying the Big 12 is wide open. And we saw Indiana situations can happen where you can turn it over in a flash. Jimmy Rogers is a winner, and I believe that he'll get Iowa State there. So, Iowa sub guy, yes, love Phil Steele. Phil Steele's my guy. My guy. So, user, will Sorsby get drafted? It sounds like he's going to get drafted in the second round. My take is, if he does get drafted, there's going to be a lot of questions from NFL teams. A lot of questions. Like not good. So yeah. Freeman, welcome back. Cards losing. Let's go. LOL. Yeah, I saw Libertor gave up about 7 runs in an inning or so. So that's not great. But as you guys are joining on, keep in mind, we are live here every Thursday night, here live on YouTube. And then on TikTok, we're live multiple times a week, every Tuesday and Thursday afternoon, every Tuesday and Thursday evening. So we love hanging out and talking sports with you guys. So Justin, Athlon got Iowa State 16th. A lot of preview magazines are going to have Iowa State 16th. Phil Steele will probably have Iowa State 16th as well. That's how we like it. Iowa State football is the best when there's no expectations. When there's tons of expectations, now we don't have Matt Campbell anymore, but when there's tons of expectations, we don't do so well. NFL teams love quarterbacks. TJ said, so Sorsby's in play. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's so much going on with him mentally that I don't think any NFL team, like, even if you take a chance on him, is just going to be like, all right, you're a starting cornerback. Like, think about the Cardinals or the Browns or the Jets, where it's like, we need a franchise quarterback. Brendan Sorsby is going to be your answer? I highly doubt that, dude. I highly doubt that. Justin, great to see you as well, my brother. God bless you. God bless you. Gunner, great question. Who do I got winning the NFC South? That's one thing we'll do too on our live streams, is maybe do some rankings of NFL Perry picks, and kind of give our take on those things. So the NFC South, I will say the Saints are going to be good this year too. I would say the Saints and the Bucks are going to win the NFC South. So does Cincinnati get punished? They knew about his addiction. Justin, great. Let me pin that, because that just came out from Sorsby's attorney. Now, and I really am done talking about Brendan Sorsby, but you guys are asking questions about it, which I love. So I'll keep answering those questions about it. Cincinnati, apparently from Brendan Sorsby's attorney, knew about this. That they knew about the addiction, they knew about the gambling, and they didn't do anything about it. It says they knew about it for 2 years. If that's the case, and that really happened, and that actually is a reality, this whole thing gets screwed up. Because not only is Texas Tech now going to be liable for stuff, but Cincinnati's going to have harder things come down on them. Cincinnati doesn't play as big of a role in the Big 12. They're not as much of a main player, but that would still be huge for their university. I mean, you're talking about stuff where, like, in an extreme situation, their football program could just be kaput. If they knew about it. So I don't know. Attorneys say a lot of different stuff. So we'll see. But Gunner says Panthers will win the NFC South. They have a really hard schedule. Yeah, I'll be curious to see if Bryce Young can replicate that. A lot of people in here tonight. I guess just going later on in the day is what you guys like, which I like. So TJ, how nice is the Iowa State football stadium? I love Jack Trice. I've been to Jack Trice a couple times. Looks amazing. TJ, I saw you asked earlier, how old is Hilton? I'm not sure how old Hilton is. But that brings up another reminder. I'm going to my first ever Hilton Coliseum basketball game this year. I need to pick which home game I'm going to go to. So leave your suggestions in your comments about which one I should pull up to. I want to do a Big 12 home game for my first ever Hilton experience. So Justin, Iowa State ceiling 6 wins, floor 3 or 4. What do I think? Yeah. The ceiling for Iowa State in year 1 would be 8 wins. Would be 8-4. The floor, I don't think they win like less than 3 games. I think their floor could be 4-8. So Justin saying Iowa State Purdue on December 5th at Hilton. That could be a great one, be a fun one. I am a teacher and a coach, so that would play into like being in the middle of the school year. I want to go on a weekend. I know December 5th is on a Saturday, but that's kind of right in the heart of everything. So, Elliot, what's going on? What's up, brother? How are we on this blessed Friday? Better than I deserve, Elliot. Thanks for joining on. I appreciate you. God is good. His mercy reigns. His grace is new. His mercies are new every morning. So I am better than I deserve. So, Freeman, who's got a bigger stadium or better stadium, Hawks or Cyclones? I went to an Iowa game when I was 11 years old. It was awful. It wasn't an Iowa State game. It was an Iowa Northwestern game. Northwestern ended up winning, by the way. So I feel like it was a good luck charm. But the Kinnick Stadium is disgusting compared to Jack Trice. And the fans are disgusting compared to Jack Trice. And that's just the reality. Anyone who knows anything about Iowa fans knows that's the case. Iowa State fans treat people way better than Iowa fans do. And that's just facts. Justin, that's good. We'll do a deep dive on that. So if you guys aren't subscribed to our YouTube channel, head over there and subscribe. We're going to do a week-by-week season preview. So we'll do our full season preview, but we'll do the full season preview after we go through week by week. So we'll go through SEMO. We'll go through the Iowa game. We'll go through the Oklahoma State game, blah, blah, blah. The game that no one's expecting. The game that no one is expecting, Justin's asking, that Jimmy Rogers will win, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's supposed to be one of the best teams in the Big 12 this year. I think Jimmy Rogers could shock him. I can't remember if it's in Oklahoma State or at Iowa State, but I think Iowa State could shock him. So yeah, make sure you guys are liked and subscribed to our YouTube channel. We'll be doing, for the Chiefs and the Cyclones, a week-by-week preview. I'll give you my prediction for the game, and then when we get to the end of each of the seasons, you'll be able to know what my season prediction is for the team. And in the middle of that, we'll be doing position previews and all different stuff. That's coming right after the 4th of July. So we're going to continue rolling out these top 5 videos. Some of them got some good traction. Other ones haven't. I get all that. It's the middle of the off season. People aren't really as tuned into it, but we're going to roll out those top 5 videos, more legacy talk, stuff like that. And then after 4th of July, we are diving in to Chiefs training camp, Chiefs position previews, Iowa State position previews, season previews, going through preview magazines. I mean, the whole gauntlet. So, Schuster, I want to do a Hawk Cyclone pod with you. We can crush those other guys. Are you a Hawkeyes fan, Schuster? Because I don't know if that would go well. Send me a direct message if you want to. So, Jesse Bobbitt's defense is going to be solid this coming season. I think, great question, Justin. I think Jesse Bobbitt, the defense is going to be the strength of Iowa State. They're not going to be very good offensively. I love Tyler Roll. I love what he's trying to do, but they're not going to be this like powerhouse like they were with Brock Purdy or with Rocco Becht. They're going to win games. Schuster, thanks for the follow. They're going to win games by winning offensively. Cyclone Central, my guy Owen over at Cyclone Central. Leave a comment or leave a follow over there, guys. That's our exclusive Iowa State podcast. He says bring Schuster on the pod. Let's talk some Cyhawk. Owen, I don't know, bro. I mean, if you want to, we can. So I think Iowa State will win games by playing keep away, playing good defense, and then letting Jalen Rayner make some plays. So, but yeah, the defense is definitely going to be the strength. Defense is definitely going to be the strength of the Cyclones next year. So, Schuster, leave me a direct message. Let's talk ball for a second. Let's talk ball after this. No Ireland trip. That's correct, TJ. No Ireland trip for Iowa State. Praise the Lord. That was that was wild. That was absolutely wild. Yeah, just the season from hell is what it was. It was bad. It was really bad. But I appreciate you guys joining on. 9 people in here. Leave a like and follow. 1,000 likes in the live. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Justin want another one over Iowa this coming season. Hawks got a new starting quarterback. Side game's going to be a lot closer. Side game's going to be a lot closer than people think. I'm just letting you guys know. It's going to be a lot closer. Shout out to my guy Braylon Lane, by the way. Flipped his commitment from Houston to Iowa State based on a visit with Iowa State this weekend. Awesome. So awesome, man. I absolutely love seeing stuff like that. Jimmy Rogers, that team's building quite the team over there, even if it might not be all the 4 stars and 5 stars. Building something special. Yeah, guys, our X profile and our YouTube channel, if you're on TikTok, our TikTok profile, if you're on YouTube, we do a lot of great stuff over there. We try to keep it clean and wholesome, profanity free. In an age of sports media where it's all about crude joking and inappropriate behavior, we try to bring just passionate love for the Cyclones and the Chiefs and a passionate love for the Lord to YouTube and TikTok and X and the rest of social media. So we appreciate you guys. TJ, where does Iowa State get most of their football recruiting? It's from all over this year, man. I'm very impressed. Iowa State gets a lot of their recruits from all over this year, and that's really impressive. Justin, what do I think of Campbell calling Ames a food desert? Is he nuts? We did a video on Matt Campbell's legacy over on Cyclone Kingdom. If you're watching here on YouTube, go ahead and check it out. You can look at all my thoughts over there. I've given tons of my thoughts on that about his legacy and what we should think of him now. So I will leave that to the video because we could be talking the rest of the night about that otherwise. So, but I appreciate all the questions, guys. This is a lot of fun. So, Isaac Terrell, Justin says, thoughts on Isaac Terrell for Cyclones. He's going to be really good. I think he might be the best player. Now that Braden Knowles tore his ACL, I think he might be the best player for the Cyclones defense this year. He looks like an absolute dog. So, Benny says, Jimmy F. Rogers. That's who he is. I don't curse around here, but that's who he is. Jimmy freaking Rogers, I like to say. Elliot, I don't know why I would say that. He's already a better recruiter than Matt Campbell ever was at ISU. That's a little too far. That's That is a little too far for my taste. Matt Campbell built one of the best eras of Cyclone football ever, the best era of Cyclone football ever. But he's creating something special. Jimmy flipping Rogers. There you go, Elliot. I like that. I like that. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. This is fun, guys. I gotta come out in here later, I guess. We tried to do this at like 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and didn't get a lot of traction last week. So Benny, 0 chance all his plays this year. Yeah, he tore his ACL. I think he's got a medical red shirt, so he can play next year. But yeah, sucks. Absolutely sucks. He was one of the best. I think he was one of the top safeties in the portal when we got him. So it sucks to see him just go kaput so quickly during a non-tackling drill too. It's wild. Jimmy is a great recruiter, Justin says. Great recruiter of the Midwest. He's a Midwestern guy through and through. He is. I mean, going from South Dakota State, went to Washington State. Washington State fans are upset because he left after 1 year. Oh, he's not loyal. I don't know how to tell you this, Washington State. You're Washington State. You are Mike Leach and Gardner Minshew are no longer there. You don't have anything to hold on to in terms of a football program. So the fact Jimmy Rogers left for Iowa State, which was on the precipice with Matt Campbell of being a Big 12 powerhouse, it's obvious. And Jimmy Rogers wanted to be the head coach at Iowa State. So it's ridiculous. Can Momcilovic shoot 52% for Kentucky this hoop season, TJ asks. He better. He better, because otherwise Kentucky's not doing anything. Yeah, otherwise he's not doing anything. Imagine Penn State's a disaster, Elliot says, and Rodgers replaces Campbell. Stop, Elliot. We just got Jimmy Rogers. Chill out. We just got Jimmy Rogers, man. Benny says for $7 million, Momcilovic better. I mean, he's making more money than the whole Iowa State basketball roster combined. And I think Kentucky still is going to be a second round exit in the tournament. They might make the Sweet 16, but Iowa State clears them by a long shot. We just saw it 3 months ago. So, Justin, you're asking all the good questions, giving me great opportunities to give a shameless plug for the YouTube channel. My thoughts on Milan and Adi Crooks playing 3 seasons then leaving. We gave our whole take on Milan Momcilovic, on Rocco Becht, on their legacies, how we should feel about them, all different stuff on our YouTube channel, Cyclone Kingdom. Go check it out. Like and subscribe. We'll do a lot of fun legacy talks like that. And I'm a passionate guy. I get in my feelings a little bit, but it's warranted when you're a fan. So, we did a lot of fun stuff over there, Justin. So you can head over there and check it out. But I've worn myself out talking about that. So needless to say, that's why we did long form videos about it. TJ, how much is Iowa State's basketball payroll? $17 million. It currently is like $5 million. So Jamie Pollard's got to up the ante a little bit. TJ Otzelberger's buyout's only $4. TJ Otzelberger's buyout is $4 million, which freaks people out. Like, oh, it's not a big buyout. That means he might leave. Guys, TJ's a Cyclone through and through. I mean, we've seen that. Janae, I appreciate that. I've been watching your shorts on YouTube. I saw one of them earlier. Like and subscribe, Janae. Let's go. You guys got any Chiefs comments? I'm wearing the Chiefs Tom and Jerry. If you guys can see this, I know it's backwards on TikTok, but if you're watching on YouTube, the Tom and Jerry play drawn up. This was actually in the Chiefs Pro Shot when my wife and I went to the Chiefs Broncos Christmas game last year. Really cool shirt. So yeah, if you guys have any thoughts on the Chiefs or thoughts on Mahomes or anything like that, let me know too. So Janae, nice shirt. I appreciate it. Justin, does Josh Jefferson get drafted next week? I saw mid-20s. Per Ryan Hammer, who's one of the best college basketball follows. I would go follow him immediately, guys, on TikTok and YouTube and everything. He does great work over there. He is going to get drafted in the mid-20s. Tamin Lipsey. Everyone thought, oh, he's not going to go drafted. Tamin Lipsey is projected to get drafted around 47th, according to Ryan Hammer. So I'm pumped, man. Lipsey is going to be an NFL. Lipsey's going to be an NBA player. He's going to be an NBA player, man, and that excites me. That really excites me. So, TJ, how healthy is Mahomes off his knee injury? He seems great. He seems ahead of schedule. He seems to be in great spirits. The only question is, who is he going to be throwing the ball to outside of Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce and hand the ball to Kenneth Walker? Who knows? Because Rashee Rice is in a bad place. He's in a bad place. So I'm very, very skeptical about Rashee Rice's involvement in the Chiefs offense. I would not count on Rashee Rice is what I'm trying to say. And we give a lot of thoughts on that also on our TikTok and YouTube channel. So Taman, toughness, get him drafted. Justin says, yeah, get him drafted. Let's go. Yeah, TJ, I think Mahomes will scramble less. I wouldn't be surprised if he scrambles less, at least at the start of the season. I think by week 8, week 9, we're going to be back to regular Mahomes. But those first 8 weeks, he'll be more of a pocket passer. I wouldn't be surprised. But he's still going to be Mahomes. He's still going to, break outside the pocket. I'd be very hesitant if he was scrambling a lot first 8 weeks. So, Justin, Darren Davis or Troy Davis as my starting running back. Just did our top 5 running backs in Cyclone football history on the YouTube channel. I got Troy Davis as number 1. I got Darren Davis as number 3. Breece Hall number 2. So I go Troy Davis all day. Darren Davis was nasty though. Darren Davis was nasty. So TJ reporters followed Rasheed. Yeah. So I don't know if I want to do this or not. Let me spend a couple minutes and get my take. If you guys have other comments, I'll get to them in a second. Rashee Rice released from prison a couple days ago, right? I think just yesterday, actually. And I could not care less about Rashee Rice's football career. Now you say he's going to be the wide receiver 1 and he's important in the offense. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Rashee Rice needs to not worry about football right now. Guys, he's on probation for 4 more years. He just broke probation less than a year into his probation. If you break your probation a second time, it's a meme. Right back to jail. Right back to jail. Are we actually critically thinking that Rashee Rice is not going to break his probation over the next 4 years? All we asked Rashee Rice to do is to keep his nose clean. He couldn't keep his nose clean for 2 months, let alone 4 years. And I got people that I respect. We talked about this on the YouTube channel. So if you want to check out our full thoughts on Rashee Rice being released from prison, go check it out. But there are Chiefs fans I respect, YouTube channels I respect, Chiefs accounts that I respect, that are literally saying, man, look at Rashee move while he leaves his jail. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? You're literally making a joke about how Rashee's knee looked running out of a jail cell. Running out of county jail. And we're supposed to think, yeah, man, wide receiver 1, dap me up, bro. Guys, for 4 more years, he's on probation. He can play football while he's on probation. If he breaks his probation again, there's no guarantees. And I, as a Chiefs fan, am supposed to think that Rashee Rice has put the past behind him and he's going to be better for it? Do I hope so? Absolutely. Do I think he will? He has not proven anything in regards to that. He's not trustworthy. He's not reliable. He's not knowledgeable. He's not making wise decisions. And he's supposed to be wide receiver 1? Andy Reid, we're moving on and moving forward. Really? This is insane. It's insane that we're just like, Janae, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm going to call him out. Cole DeRoos over how about those Chiefs? He's like, you know what? Yep, Rashee Rice, he's going to have a great season. I'm glad to see his knees doing better. He's a criminal. He's a criminal, Cole. He just got out of a jail cell. And we're just like, he's wide receiver 1. He's wide receiver 1. Welcome him back. What happens when, not if, when Rashee Rice messes up again? What are we going to do? Oh, man, who could have seen this coming? We're going to do that? Really? What about being excited for Xavier Worthy and the breakout seasons he's about to have? Right? What about Tyquan Thornton and being signed to a 2-year deal where he's not more of a focal point in the offense? What about rookie Cyrus Allen and his opportunity to be a person in play for the Chiefs offense? Nope. We're just going to move on and move forward and welcome back Rashee Rice, whose knee might not even be healed yet. Oh, he's jogging from the jail cell. I don't care. I don't care how his knee looks. I care how his brain's doing and how his heart's doing. Because especially as a Christian myself, my one desire for Rashee Rice and for all Chiefs players, all NFL players, anybody I meet, is for them to repent and come to know Jesus Christ as Savior and Lord. Especially Rashee Rice, he needs to worry about football last and working out last more than he needs to worry about his own heart and his own mind and his own psyche. We're seriously saying the Chiefs are going to welcome him back after he missed mandatory minicamp. Mandatory minicamp because he was in prison. We're seriously saying the Chiefs aren't going to do anything about that. No slap on the wrist. No, hey, you got to be suspended for practice from a week. You can't play in the first game. The league doesn't sound like they're going to suspend him. The league sounds like they're not going to. So what are the Chiefs going to do about it? They're just going to welcome him back? Yeah, bro, you're ready for training camp. Let's roll. Really? Wide receiver 1 is going to be that guy. The whole purpose of the Chiefs offense is going to be that guy. Really? I highly doubt that. Because no one in their right mind, no coach, no front office in their right mind is saying a guy who can't be trusted off the field is the guy that makes or breaks our season. That's the definition of insanity. That's the definition of a fireable offense. So if the Chiefs welcome back Rashee Rice, if you hear in interviews from Andy Reid or Eric Bieniemy, yeah, he's the number one option. He and Pat got that chemistry, and the Chiefs don't play well, I'm not only going to lose my mind. I'm going to say, I told you so. I told you in June that this wasn't going to work. Oh, well, AJ, what if it works out and Rashee Rice has 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns and the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl and they win the Super Bowl? You're not going to be upset, are you? I'm going to be happy the Chiefs won. I'm going to be disgusted that they didn't address the Rashee Rice situation and got him all puffed up again. The worst thing that happened for Rashee Rice, you ready? The worst thing that happened for Rashee Rice is he has a great season. He gets all puffed up. He feels all important again and goes and wastes it on a party, which he's done before. He did it by smoking weed when he wasn't supposed to. All you had to do, smoking weed's not a crime. All you had to do was keep your nose clean. Smoking weed to break your probation is a crime, and you get jail time for it. If he can't do that in June, in May, if he can't keep his nose clean in May, we're supposed to expect him to keep his nose clean after the Chiefs win a Super Bowl? Really? Like, this is insane. This is insane. I don't understand why the Chiefs aren't addressing wide receiver more. I hope Tyreek Hill's on the way. I hope Stephon Diggs is on the way. I hope one of these guys, Deebo Samuel, Keenan Allen, whoever it is, I hope they're on the way. Because so help me, if you go into the 2026 season and be like, yep, wide receiver 1, Rashee Rice. When it goes wrong, not if, when it goes wrong, and he's not the same on the field, or his knee isn't healthy as we thought it was because he waited to get surgery until he was in jail, until right before he was in jail. I can't understand why anybody who calls themselves a Chiefs fan would be like, yeah, but he's so good at football. That is such a dumb statement. And I would argue that is an arrogant statement to say, you know what? I care more about this guy on the football field than I do about whatever he did off the field. I care more about how many touchdowns he scored than whether or not he killed anybody in a car crash. That is insane. Thank you, Janae. Kareem Hunt in 2018. Janae makes a great point. Kareem Hunt in 2018 kicked a woman and hit a woman and was caught on camera. Lied about it, said it didn't happen, and the Chiefs cut him the next week. You know who didn't end up in jail? Kareem Hunt. He didn't end up in jail, guys. But a guy who was in jail for a month, missed a mandatory minicamp, has burned us 3 times over by committing crimes, ran away after he crashed a car, could have killed somebody. That guy is wide receiver 1. That guy is the one that is going to transform the Chiefs. This is insane. Justin, thanks for the follow. Kane, I agree. Get rid of him. The Chiefs need to step up and say, Rashee Rice, you've done us wrong. You missed mandatory minicamp because you were in jail and you have to pay the consequences. You have to pay the consequences. Now, if Rashee Rice goes in the season and the Chiefs don't do anything about it, I'll be upset. But guess what? If Tyreek Hill's on the team, or Stephon Diggs is on the team, or Deebo Samuel's on the team, you know what? They're wide receiver 1, and we'll be fine. But so help me, man. If we're just like, we're standing pat, and this is our guy, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. Because it's insensible. It's unconscionable to say that guy is someone who's trusted. That guy is someone who can be trusted. Big Track, he says Tyreek Hill's been arrested too. How long ago was Tyreek Hill arrested? Because if we're talking about the thing in Miami that happened where he was arrested on the way to a game, it was a false arrest. They said he was getting back at police officers and he didn't. They said he was trying to resist arrest and he wasn't. In fact, those Miami police officers were put on leave. Big Track, domestic assault and battery. How long ago did that happen? Because if it happened years ago, Tyreek Hill has had time to learn from it. Rashee Rice was in jail 3 days ago. 3 days ago. And we're supposed to welcome him back to training camp next month. Like, that is such a short window where we're just like, yep, we forgive you and we're moving on. You can forgive Rashee Rice. The Bible says to forgive. The Bible says to forgive. But you're also an employee. Not but, and you're also an employee. And the Bible says you are supposed to be representing the Lord and obeying your government or obeying your job. And Rashee Rice, as an employee, has violated his employee requirements. And the Chiefs aren't doing anything about it. They're not doing anything about it. So I could go on and on. I know I got a little bit riled up there, but it's insane. It's absolutely insane that other Chiefs accounts that I respect are just like, I expect a lot from Rashee Rice this year, and I hope he's learned his lesson. He hasn't. You know why I know he hasn't? Because he broke his probation 2 months or a year or less from almost killing people in a car crash. Guys, if he kills someone in that car crash, you know who he's worse than? You know who he's worse than? Henry Ruggs. You know who's in prison for longer than Henry Ruggs? Rashee Rice and anyone else that was in that car. We forget that conveniently because nothing happened. Nothing happened from the car crash. And we're like, woo, that was a close one. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Big Track, Cyrus Allen and Jalen Royals are better than current Diggs and Tyreek. I like Cyrus Allen. I think he's great. Big Track, thanks for the interactions, by the way. I get what you're saying. If you want direct message to talk about it more, I'm down to talk. So, TJ, what about the Chiefs general manager? That's what I'm saying. Andy Reid, Brett Veach. How has no one said anything about this except we're moving on and moving forward? We're moving on and moving forward. Those were Andy Reid's exact words. Moving on. You're just going to move on from someone that was in prison? Just move on? Yep, he's going to be ready for training camp. No consequences. Clark Hunt's a professing believer. No consequences for a guy who's a criminal, a guy who's in a jail cell, who missed your mandatory minicamp, where anybody else who missed it would get fined. Or Rashee Rice just gets let off the hook because he can't do anything about it. He couldn't go anywhere. He was in jail. He couldn't go anywhere because he broke his probation and is a criminal. It's wild. I hope Rashee Rice comes to know Christ. I hope he's learned his lesson. I hope he's moving on, moving forward. I hope we don't have any more problems with Rashee Rice. Am I counting on it? Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. He's got to prove me wrong. It's unbelievable. Justin, Kyle Conradi, another 54-game winner this season against Iowa. If Kyle Conradi beats Iowa 3 years in a row on 54-yard field goals, wow, that would be insane. That would be insane. But I appreciate you guys. Janae, thanks for the interactions. Big Track, thanks for the interactions. Yeah. Thanks for the interactions, guys. I appreciate it. I know I missed some comments here. Justin, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you guys. We'll be on here a couple more minutes. Andy Reid's son had a Big Track. Andy Reid's son had a DUI crash where he hurt someone badly and went to jail. I think that's why he's understanding and not forgiving it. Big Track, I understand what you're saying. Andy Reid's son didn't play football. Andy Reid's son wasn't a football player. He could have time to do other things. Rashee Rice doesn't get time off because he's a football player. Like, I don't understand that. Yeah, he was a coach in the Chiefs. I get that. I get that. But what I'm saying is Rashee Rice, there needs to be a conversation at least between Andy Reid and Brett Veach and Rashee Rice and say, bro, what's going on? What are we doing? Big Truck, I get that he understands Rashee Rice, but what I'm saying is there's got to be consequences from the Chiefs. I'm not saying Rashee Rice needs to go back to jail. I'm not saying that. He spent his time in jail. Why are there not consequences from the Chiefs? Big Track, I agree he should face consequences. Yeah, the Chiefs should be saying you broke team policy, you broke player policy. There's consequences from that. There's consequences. TJ, how long will Andy Reid coach the Chiefs? Not much longer if he overlooks something like this. And there's no consequences. Guys, so help me. If they're forgiving Rashee Rice because he's super important and we can't not play with him, if your coaching strategy is, if this guy's really good on the football field, let him do whatever he wants off the field, you should be fired. You should be fired. If your coaching philosophy is, I don't care what a guy does off the field because he's a superstar on the field, you should never coach again. You should never coach again. Caden, there needs to be consequences. He doesn't necessarily be fired or released. Hurt, big consequences, 100%. Yeah, they shouldn't release Rashee Rice. I said they should release him, but he is a talented football player who, when he faces consequences from the Chiefs, could still play for the Chiefs. But just inviting him back to training camp is insane. Scott, Andy Reid will coach the Chiefs as long as he wants. If the Chiefs don't make the playoffs again, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I would love Andy Reid to be around a lot longer. If they don't handle this well and they miss the playoffs again, he might have lost his fastball. He might have lost his fastball, man. I'm just saying. I'm being real about that. Y'all got me riled up, man. I believe that, Big Track. Big Track says Andy Reid's the best coach in the NFL. I still believe that. I'm just saying, if the Chiefs miss the playoffs back-to-back seasons and this Rashee Rice situation never gets resolved by the Chiefs, they never give him any consequences, that's a bad look. That's a bad look. Caden, I think if the Chiefs miss the playoffs this year, I think they'll give him one more year. I would probably agree with that. Big Track, I'm just saying that he says it's the same thing as the Eagles. 2 bad seasons. 2 bad seasons don't define a coach. Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's better in those 2 seasons. I'm just saying we live in the present where Patrick Mahomes' prime is ticking. I'm just saying. He would. Yeah, Big Track. He says he would go somewhere else and win immediately, most likely. I agree with that. I think they would give him a prove-it year if they don't do well again this year. I think the Chiefs will be fine because this is the bigger point. I'm upset with Rashee Rice. Yes. I hate that the Chiefs might have him as wide receiver 1. Yes. I'm okay with all of it if Xavier Worthy balls out. And when Xavier Worthy balls out, which I think he will this year, I think we're all going to forget about this, including me, and I hope so. Milan shot 9 for 11 from 3 today in a scrimmage. Let's go. It's a scrimmage. It's a scrimmage against a team that got worked by Iowa State by 20. Kentucky is not a good defense. They have question marks at defense all season long. Caden, they have consistency. What do you say? Same time the Eagles haven't missed the playoffs in 5 years. Eagles are regressing, though. Eagles are regressing. Sirianni might be on the hot seat. So, man, a lot of interactions tonight, guys. I appreciate it. Big Track, leave a follow. Frank's trying to get a reaction. I mean, Milan's a cat. Let's go. Hey, Milan's Kentucky Wildcat. Kentucky's not going forward in Iowa State. Straight up. Eagles fired Andy Reid. Big Try, thanks for the follow. Yeah, Frank's just trolling. We're not responding to Frank. Cheering for Penn State or not this season? Absolutely not, Justin. We are not cheering for Penn State. No chance. Eagles fired Andy Reid in 2012. Big Track says their success now means nothing in terms of that. Yeah. I don't know, man. If the Chiefs have a bad year again this year, it's a prove it year. It's a prove it year for the Chiefs next year, or for Andy Reid next year. Caden, Caden, I forgot you're an Eagles fan. That's right. That's right. But I appreciate you guys joining on tonight. It's been a lot of fun. We're 45 minutes in. We'll be on here about 5-10 more minutes, and we'll get out of here. 13 people in here. Leave a like and follow. Head over to our X and our YouTube, or if you're on our YouTube, our X and our TikTok, and leave a like and follow. Will Spags replace Andy? No, TJ, I don't think so. I don't think so. Benny, I've had a grudge against the Chiefs ever since they beat Brock in the Super Bowl. Dude, Benny, I was struggling that game. I was struggling. As a Brock Purdy fan and a Chiefs fan, I was struggling. Justin, I appreciate you, bro. Says, love this show. I appreciate you, Justin. Let me pin that. Appreciate y'all joining on. This is a huge blessing. The Lord has been good. Going to continue pushing out this content for you guys because I love the Lord. I love the Chiefs. I love the Cyclones. I try to bring all three of them together in every single video so you guys can be encouraged and have some fun talking sports in a clean and wholesome way. So, Caden, you are the mature Eagles fan. I forgot about that. Appreciate you, Caden. You are a great kind of break from the mold and the stereotype of what Eagles fans usually are. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So let's see if anybody else got any more comments next couple of minutes, and we'll get out of here. Reminder, I forgot to say this. I'll be gone at my church's summer camp from Saturday to Wednesday, so I will not be doing any lives, any long-form YouTube videos. We're scheduling out some shorts on TikTok and YouTube, so you'll still do all that different stuff, or you'll still see all that different stuff. But we won't do any lives or anything like that. So we'll be back live on next Thursday, but nothing on Tuesday, guys. So can't ever appreciate an Eagles fan, but maybe that's just me. You're a better man than me, Big Track. Yeah. Caden breaks the mold, Big Track. He's awesome. He's awesome. We appreciate you, Caden. Yeah, great discussions tonight, guys. You guys got me going about the Rashee Rice thing. Big Track, thanks for the back and forth commentary on those things. We'll keep talking about it. Frank's a Kentucky and a Cowboys fan. That doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me. Yeah, we're on X, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube. Long form content. We'll sell some long form content tomorrow for you guys, and then we'll be done with long form content until late next week. So, all right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Like and follow on TikTok. My brain is absolute mush right now. I don't know why. Follow us on X over there. We're trying to do some great work and help you guys out. And also, last little plug, Cyclone Central, exclusive Iowa State podcast. Commented on the TikTok earlier if you guys want to go follow that. Also on TikTok, YouTube, and X, exclusive Iowa State podcast, free of charge, content, news, and information. You don't have to pay for a single thing. We provide you with all the news and information. So we appreciate you guys. My name's TJ Caldwell. I'm a diehard Chiefs and Cyclones fan and a follower of Jesus Christ. And as always, roll close. And how about those Chiefs? God bless, guys.